Hello friends, this is Brent, the EdTech principal at EdTech.tv. Today we're going to take a look at Socrative, which is a great way to kind of bring exit slips and quick quizzes into the 21st century for your students. It's a great software platform, and I really hope more people start using it because it's simple and it's really great to use. So today we're going to look at how to use it, the basics, the 1, 2, 3s, and the ABCs. Obviously, when you go to the website Socrative.com, you're going to go into teacher sign up. Now, pretty much once you log into Socrative, everything looks pretty much the same. So I've already created an account, but all you need is an email and a password. So you're going to go to teacher sign up. I'm going to go to teacher login, and we're going to jump right into it. So I've created an account. Now here's Socrative. What you'll see is that Socrative is a really simple layout. It's just got a few different choices on here, and it's got your room number. So mine is 446920. There's a lot of people using it. I currently have 0 students in my room. Now, what this means by students in my room is when I have a student that's using their cell phone or their iPad or whatever, they can log right into it and they can jump into this room together with me. So actually, let's take a look at that too. Here I've got a student on their phone, and they're going to jump right into any web browser, and they can just go into m.socrative.com. And right here you can see on their screen that it asks them to join the room number. So I'm going to put in the same room number, assuming that this is the student doing this. 446920, and join room. Now when we jump over to where the student is, it just sits there and it says, please wait for teacher to start next activity. As we jump back, we'll take a look at the teacher's version. The teacher's version is here on the website, and this is where I'm setting everything up. I can create all sorts of little activities, multiple choice, true, false, short answer. Just for fun, let's take a look at true, false. Now, I might have this, it says true, false, and I might just ask the students a question, anything, and you can see on their phone that it shows up as choose an answer. So this student might choose true. Now, the idea being that I would ask them a question, or I would put a question up on the board, and then I record their answers because they're sending them in to me. So this student says true. And then on my screen as the teacher, I start to get these statistics. Now, as many students start joining, I get more and more responses with this. And then at the end of the activity, when I've gotten all the answers from all of my students, I can click End Activity. And that's it. Pretty straightforward. Now, true, false, and checking people's comprehension is great, but what I really like this for is using it as exit tickets. Now, here you can see that Socrative has actually created their own section for the exit ticket, but I don't like to use theirs because it's really based on their choices of their questions. So what I would actually do is create my own quiz and then use that quiz as an exit ticket. You could also just use it as a quiz in class, of course, but let's just do that because this is probably where you're going to get the most value out of it. Now it says start quiz, but don't go straight to that one. Go down to manage quizzes. When you click on manage quizzes, this will give you the same information. I've got a student in there. Now normally, of course, you would do this in preparation, but the cool thing is that you can save your quizzes and you can use them over and over again. So I'm going to click on this one that says create a quiz, and I'm going to call it EdTech.tv's social quiz. If I want to, I can share this with other people, but I'm going to say not shared right now. I'm going to choose a multiple choice quiz. That's what I want to make. So my first question is going to be, have you signed up for EdTech.tv's mailing list. And I know you all have, so we're going to say the first one is of course. If you haven't, we would say I'm going to do it as soon as this tutorial finishes. Next one, I'm going to say, maybe some of you, I didn't realize there was a mailing list. And the last one is, I'm not interested in getting useful info for my career and students. It's a little nudge in the ribs for you guys. And so I might have that, right? I can also add another one if I want to have more questions. So you might, of course, have multiple questions. So the second one will be, which is your favorite place to follow EdTech.tv socially? And we could say Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, or LinkedIn. And you can keep going and going with the questions as you like. If you want to choose one that's absolutely the correct answer, I can set it up here. But I can also leave these choices empty if I don't want to click on one of these boxes. That means the students can make their choices and they're not going to be necessarily judged as right or wrong. So I'm going to save the quiz. Now here's where it gets really cool. If I go back to the main screen and I give this quiz out, I'm going to say start quiz. And I can say, okay, well right here I've got one student in my classroom, and I'm going to choose this one, EdTech.tv's social quiz. I can choose if I want the students to be able to go through it at their own pace, or if I want to choose the pace. I can also have a couple of different choices here, random answer choices, disable immediate right or wrong feedback, so that means the feedback doesn't come in right away. The questions can be mixed up. You can hide the questions or the explanations, but let's just keep it simple right now. We're going to say student paced quiz. So click on that, and now it's going to open up for the student. Now what's going to happen here is the student's going to type in their information. So it says enter your last name and first name, so we'll say Warner, Brent. And I'll submit that. Now here's the questions, right? Have you signed up? I'll say of course. And make sure to click on the next question. And then my favorite one is Twitter. That's the wrong answer. Okay, so remember that I had chosen before that Facebook was the right answer. Okay, so I'm going to say, well, okay, finish the quiz. But this is the cool thing. Let's say not all of your students have a smartphone or some tablet or something. Look at the bottom section here. It says, let another student take the quiz. Okay, so you click on that, and you hand the phone over to another student, and you're going to say, Schwartz, Arnie. Now, I've got another student passing the phone, and they're doing the same quiz. So they're going to do it as soon as this tutorial finishes. And their favorite is Facebook. And it says, good job, you got the right answer, and they'll finish the quiz. So now the activity is completed. Again, this student's just sitting here with their phone. They're still paying attention to you in the class, and the phone's ready to go. Now, if I want to, I can either view live results or I can end the activity. So I've gotten the two done. I'm going to download this report and check this out. If I download that report, it shows up right here in Numbers or Excel or whatever you're using. Here's my two answers, right answer, wrong answer, right answer. It's a really good way for me to judge and gauge where my students are at. Make sure you play around with this. There's a lot of information that can be useful to you. You can save this information, of course, see what's useful in the future, what's not. There's other things too here. The space race one, if you want to run kids against each other in teams, they can answer questions from their phones. And it's kind of cool. It shows a little graphic of these little space rockets moving along, and whoever's moving fastest through the quiz can win. So it's really not very complicated, but there's still a lot to explore and a lot of great information that you can pull out of this with your students. Highly recommend it. I can't stress enough how useful this can be. You can use it, for your students, saying, hey, was this useful? Did you learn something? You can start seeing trends and using that information to adjust what you're teaching. And you have it all there as proof. So, if you want to show it to your principal, or if you want to share it with your fellow teachers and say, hey, you guys, we need to work on this area because look at what's happening. Check it out. It's Socrative, Socrative.com, and I hope you guys find it useful. And as always, you can find me online at facebook.com/EdTech.tv, at Twitter at EdTechPrincipal, and of course on EdTech.tv. Really looking forward to seeing you guys and seeing what happens. We're moving into 2014, so Happy New Year to everyone if you're looking at this new, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.